Stand up. Now, I want to see everybody doing this with me, Jessie, okay? I want to see us doing exactly what Miss Chelsea does. Ready? Repeat after me.
Repeat after you.
Now, listen to my directions, okay? This is going to tell you what to do. So, we're going to start out by listening closely to each word to see what you guys can find. You can use your curve or your clap it out to help you figure out how many syllables they have and how many sounds. Now, the first one we're going to do all together. So, ready? Repeat after me.
Repeat after you.
Today.
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 How many syllables did we count?
2.
Good job. Today.
Today.
Sound it out.
Today.
Today. How many sounds?
4.
4. Good job. All right. Ready? Now this one's all on your own. So you guys think about it. Curve and sounding it out. Ready? Happy.
Happy. Happy.
How many syllables?
2.
Good job. I want you guys to count out the sounds you hear in happy.
E. Happy.
How many sounds?
4.
4. Good job. Let's do one more. Ego.
Ego. Ego. Ego.
Good job. How many syllables?
2.
2. Good job. Let's count our sounds. E-g.
O. Ego.
How many sounds?
3.
3. Good job. All right, so let's go to our next part. I'm going to say a word. Remember, we can do our hand motions to help us change those sounds, but we're going to change some sounds. So listen as I say it. Say dinner.
Dinner.
Now say dinner, but change to
Dipper.
dipper. Good job. We can do our trick. Dipper. Dipper is the word on the curve. So if we don't know it, we can do our trick to help us out, okay? So let's do another one. Say rider.
Rider.
Now let's change D to
Rhymer.
Rhymer.
Rhymer is the word on the curve.
Good job. Let's do one more. Now this time I want you guys to use your thinking brains and not have to use our tricks because we've used our tricks. Now I want you guys to try to do it all by yourself, and I want to make sure everybody's doing this with me, okay? Say training.
Training.
Now say training, or now change to D.
Training.
Trading. Good job. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Say good job, me.
Good job, me.
Now, I want you guys to listen as I say a sound. Oh, Jessie, I need your eyes and ears, please. All focused. I want you guys to listen as I say a word. We're going to change the sound, and we're going to try to make a new word, okay? Here we go. Say slide.
Slide.
Change
Change.
to g.
To glide.
Glide. Good job. We can sound it out. G. Eyed. Good job. What's our new word on the curve?
Glide is the word on the curve.
Good job. Say try.
Try.
Change
Change.
to
To fry.
fry. What's our new word on the curve?
Fry is the word on the curve.
Good job. I love that Haven is doing this with me, and Aria and Eli. They're not playing in their desk. Their eyes are on me, and they're doing our hand motions, okay? All right, let's do one more. Say train.
Train.
Change
Change.
to
To crane.
what's our new word on the curve?
Crane is the word on the curve.
Good job. All right, so we're going to do our last part of our sounds, first. I'm going to say a silly story. Now, remember, this is a silly story we've been working on since Unit 2. So this silly story hasn't changed, okay, Jessie? I want you to come stand beside me so I know that you're doing the silly story with me. You're going to help me show the class how we move. I know you're a famous TikTok dancer, so you're going to help me, okay? All right, here we go. Are you ready? Okay. So we're going to sway to the beat. So Jessie, show us how we sway to the beat. Sway to the beat. We can do some snaps. Okay. All right, here we go. Repeat after me.
Repeat after you.
Good job. All right, Jessie. You swaying? All right, so let's do it. Dizzy Dave dunked donuts.
Dizzy Dave dunked donuts.
Doing a dozen twists and turns.
Doing a dozen twists and turns.
He dipped and he flipped.
He dipped and he flipped.
Until he dented his donut.
Until he dented his donut.
Don't dent the donut,
Don't dent the donut,
said Daisy.
said Daisy.
Dave was dazed,
Dave was dazed,
but not fazed.
but not fazed.
He ate the donut
He ate the donut
and drove away.
and drove away.
Daisy found a dirty dime
Daisy found a dirty dime,
so she could dunk her own donut.
so she dunked her own donut.
Good job.
Aren't for breaking donuts.
I know, those aren't for Dunkin' Donuts, are they?
No.
All right. I want you guys to look at a friend. And I want you to tell that friend how amazing they are. You are amazing.
You are amazing. You are amazing.
Okay, I want you guys to give yourself, oh, freeze. Freeze. Pat yourself on the back. Say, good job, me.
Good job, me.
Kiss your brain. Say, boy, I'm smart. All
Boy,
right, I want you guys to have a seat.
Did I do good?
You did do good. I was very proud of you. You showed me how awesome your TikTok dancing was. All right, eyes and ears, okay?
That's why some people call me a famous TikTok.
I know, you showed us up. Okay, all right, let's turn our eyes and ears, okay? So, like I told you guys yesterday, we're kind of starting something new. You're starting something that's similar to what second graders do, okay? Stop, please. You guys are starting spelling words, okay? Spelling words are very, very important because it helps us practice those sounds that we've already discussed, okay? So, every 5 lessons, you guys get a new group of spelling words. So today, you're going to get 8 new spelling words. Now, in these 8 new spelling words, these are sounds that you have already talked about in Unit 2. And there will be one word that is a tricky word that we've already learned. I need you guys to practice these every single night. Okay, every single night. This is going to be something that I'm going to give you an assessment on at the end of our 5 lessons, okay? So we start with lesson 1, which is today. And after we've talked about them 5 days in a row, you guys will take an assessment on them, okay? So, there will also be a tricky word that you'll need to learn to spell each week. Tricky words do not follow the rules, so the spellings must be memorized. We have to remember those. Those aren't something that we can use our awesome decoding skills on. We just have to remember those. We have to remember those by sight. So they're called tricky words. So if we look at our spelling words, these are all spellings that we talked about in Unit 2. So each of these spelling words are sounds that we talked about in Unit 2. So let's look up here. Evan, I love how your neighbor Haven has her eyes on me. I need you to change it to look like Haven, okay? So if I look up here, I can see that each of my spelling words is a sound that we talked about in our Unit 2. So let's look up here. What sound is this? Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's our split vowel sound. It's our split vowel team. So what sound is that? A. Good job. What about this? E. What about this?
O.
What about this?
I.
And here is our tricky word. All right. So we have these spellings. So let's look at our spelling words to see if we can sound them out. Ready? Same. So we should know how to spell that, right? Because that's a spelling we've talked about. Let's do it. The other one. Make. Good job. So now let's go to this sound. E. Let's sound it out. G. Good job. Let's do this one. Good job. What's our next sound? Oh. Ready? Sound it out. Stone. Good job. What's our next sound? I. Sound it out. Ein. Line. Remember, I see I and E working together as a team to make what sound? I. Good job. Let's do the other one. Hide. Good job. And who can tell me the tricky word? They. Good job. So those are our spelling words for this week. There are 8 of them. Now, you will get 2 pieces of paper in your folders tonight for you guys to start working on, okay? So you get this one. This is your spelling list. This has all the words that you need to study. This is going in there. At the top of it, it will tell your grown-ups at home when the spelling test is, okay? Then you're going to get this awesome sheet of paper right here, and it is called a family letter. This family letter is another paper your grown-ups need to see because this has all of the activities they can do at home with you to help you remember your spelling words, okay? So I want you guys to make sure your parents see both of those tonight, okay? Yes, Carter.
The first one exactly looks like some.
It does, but instead of O-M-E, it says A-M-E, so we know A and E work together to make the A sound. At the end of our 5 days, remember, we will have an assessment. So each week, we will have an assessment. So it's important to practice your spelling words at home. So make sure you're practicing those at home. Okay, so now, I want you guys to think. I want you guys to think about something. We're going to play a game. Now, with this game, I need you guys to turn on your listening ears. Turn them on. Good job. I need you guys to turn off your voices. Good job, because I want to see what you know. Hands out of your mouth, please. I want to see what you know. Now, I'm going to say 2 words. What am I going to say?
2 words.
2 words. Good job. But first, we got to talk about how we play this game. So today, now that we've talked about all of the sounds that we talked about in Unit 2, now we're going to go into our new sound for today. So today, you guys are going to learn a new sound. Our new sound is ooh. Say it. Ooh. Good job. As in soon. Soon. Say ooh. I want you guys to stretch it out. Look at your partners and stretch it out. Watch. Oh, pause. Pause. Pause, pause, pause. Watch me first. Ooh. Stretch it out with your partners. Ooh. Good job. Do it one more time. Now, I want you to watch your partner's mouth. Watch your partner's mouth as you guys say, ooh. Good job. So now that you've heard the sound by itself, now I want you guys to listen to my words. Listen to my words. Spoon, say it.
Spoon.
Loop.
Loop.
Root.
Root.
Hoop.
Hoop.
Hoot.
Hoop.
Where do I hear that ooh sound?
In the middle.
In the middle. Good job. All right, listen to these words. Repeat after me.
Repeat after you.
Zoo.
You.
Two.
Two.
Blue.
Blue.
Moo.
Moo.
Shoe.
Shoe.
Good job. Where did you hear the ooh sound there? At the end. There was a sound before it, but there were no sounds after, so that means it was at the end. Do you think the ooh sound is a vowel sound or a consonant sound?
Vowel.
Vowel. Carter, why is it a vowel sound?
Because it's a letter O. And also it's green.
It is green. Yes, you are correct. Whenever we do our code chart, it will be green. But what does our mouths look like when we say ooh, Aria? Oh, pause. I said Aria. It's open.
Wide.
Not wide. Ooh. So our mouths are open. But what is...
Blowing out.
Air is flowing out. Good job, Aria. So we have constant air that's flowing out. Oh, Landon looks good. He has his eyes on me. He's ready to talk about this new sound. Now I want you guys to say ooh. Good job. Now I want you guys to say you. All right, so those two sounds are easily confused. Cabin. Those sounds are easily confused. It can be hard to hear the difference between ooh as in soon and you as in cute, which we learned how to write in Unit 2. Yes, Haven?
I don't have a sound as long as I couldn't see.
Okay, he's sitting on his bottom now, okay? Thank you for telling me. Now we're going to play our game that I talked about, okay? We're going to play our game. So turn on your listening ears. Good job. Here we go. I'm going to say 2 words. How many words am I going to say? 2 words. You don't shout anything out after I've said 2 words. So you can count with your fingers to help you know when to shout something out. Now, I want you guys to not shout, but you're just going to say it in your normal voice. You're going to tell me which word contains the ooh sound, okay? What sound are you listening for? Ooh. Ooh, good job. Ready? Here we go. Listen to my two words and then shout it out. Food. Remember, listen to my 2 sounds. Food. Fuel. Food. It says the ooh sound, right? Let's do another one. Poo. Pew. Poo. Good job. Ready? Ooh. You. Ooh. Good job. Ready? Ooze. Use. Ooze. Good job. All right, now this one's tricky. Miss Chelsea's had to practice this several times because this one's tricky. So make sure those listening ears are all the way up. You ready? It's tricky, it's hard. Even Miss Chelsea struggles with it. Ready? Full, fuel, full or fuel?
Fuel.
It's full. That one's hard. It's hard to hear. It's hard to hear. Okay. Oh, I love how Skylar is sitting on her bottom. I love how Annabelle is sitting on her bottom. Okay, so now that we know our new sound, what's our new sound? Ooh. Ooh. Now that we know our new sound, now you have to know how to write your new sound, okay? So now we know what it is. Now we have to learn how to write it. So, watch me. I want you guys to write this on your desk as I write it. Okay, ready? Here we go. Circle to the left. Oh, I said I've got to do it first. Circle to the left. Circle to the left. That's how you make ooh.
That's how you make ooh.
Let's try it again. Circle to the left. Circle to the left. That's how you make ooh. Good job. These 2 letters, I'm going to erase this so that way it's not confusing. These 2 letters work together as a digraph or as a team to stand for the ooh sound. Just like A and E, A consonant E work side by side, just like E and E side by side work as a team, that's just like O-O. Both of them together make a team and it makes the ooh sound. Okay? So, ooh sound is spelled as a vowel team. Ooh, say ooh.
Ooh.
Now, take your fingers, watch me, circle to the left, circle to the left. That makes ooh. Good job. Now, look up here. Now that we know all about our new sound, we know how to write it. Now let's look at it together, okay? So I've wrote some different sounds up here. Lots of different sounds. We're going to go through why ooh does what it does, okay? If F is all by itself, what sound does it make? If F and F are side by side, what sound does it make? Do they change?
No.
Say this word. If. Say this word. Stiff. Does that F change?
No.
No. But let's look at this one. Okay, what sound is this? Say it. What sound is this? E. Remember? E and E side by side work as a vowel team. What's this word? What's this word? Met. What's this word? Meet. So do they change? Yes. So spellings for vowel sounds are different. Whenever there are two vowels next to each other like this, they work as a vowel team and they work together to say one sound. Okay? Just as in met and meet. What about when the letter O is all by itself? All as in pop. But we talked about this together. Ooh as in soon. Good job. When you see the double letter spelling double O, you should say ooh as in soon. Now, let's talk about this before you get out your vowel flip charts, okay? So let's talk about our sound before you get it out. So I'm going to find my ooh sound in my code flip chart. And I'm going to turn to it. But before we get ours out, let's talk about it a little bit. I'm going to get our spelling card for the ooh sound. There it is. Okay. And I want you guys to look at it. Number one, what color is it?
Green.
Green. So what does green mean?
It's a vowel.
It's a vowel. So I know I'm going to get out my vowel code chart because Miss Chelsea's is green. So green means a vowel. But let's look at our power bar. Look at our power bar. What about this power bar? What is it?
It's kind of rare.
Okay, so talk about that. Why do you think it's kind of rare?
Because it's kind of in between.
It's kind of in between. Is it really long?
No.
No, so I know it's not common, but is it really, really tiny? No. So because this is the only spelling that we will talk about for the ooh sound, it is in between. So it's not very common, but it's also not very rare. So because of this, it's kind of in between. It's halfway point. Okay? So I want you guys to get out your code flip charts. Find your V tab, and I want you guys to turn to page 11 in your V tab. And you guys are going to color the ooh sound. What color? Green. You're good. You're good. I'm looking. I love how Kevin has done it. Kevin has traced it. Find page 11. Now, whoa, I didn't tell you to put it up. I said trace it, and that's all the direction I said. Did you already trace it? All right, let's get it out.
Mine says 12 on number 11.
Well, we're going to talk about another ooh or another double. Yeah, I know. We're going to talk about that another day, but right now we're just talking about the ooh sound, okay?
I just know something.
Trace it with your green crayon, please. Yes, Beckett.
I just know something. Do you see that mine shows track sign? See that one in the middle where the minus signs are?
Mm-hmm.
It's like that big.
It is like that big. Good job. Get out your green crayon and trace it. Oh, Emmalyn is showing me she's ready. Now, I'm not finished, so we should not close our code flip charts. Whenever the spelling O-O or OO appears on a worksheet or in a story for the next few lessons, it's going to be printed in darker, bolder ink. That means that we are going to see it in darker, bolder ink. It's not just going to be in regular ink. Now, before you close that flip chart, let's talk about our new sound. So what sound did we talk about? Ooh. Ooh. Let's sound out some words. Aria, what's this word?
Soon.
Soon. Good job. Emily Ann, what's this word?
Room.
Room. Good job. Alistair, what's this one? Boot. Good job. So now I want you guys to put up your code flip charts and turn your eyes back towards me. All right. So I'm going to come around with our worksheet that we're going to do the front all together. So we've talked about how we write the OO sound. Now we're going to do some practicing with it. Whoops, I went too far. Now we're going to do some practicing with it. So I'm going to turn on my board the worksheet I'm going to be passing out. All I want you guys to do is just write your name on it because we're going to talk about the front together. There's going to be parts, put it up please, there's going to be parts that you guys do by yourselves and there's going to be parts that we do together. This first part's going to be all together. Yes, you can trade it out. Oh, I love how Annabelle is writing her name on that paper. Madeline's already got her name on that paper, and she's ready to go. Now, I'm going to count to 3, and I need all of my friends who have gotten a pencil to be in their seats. 1, 2, 3. Yes, sir. I know, it's okay. It means I'm writing. Yes, Alistair, fast, 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 because we're getting ready to write. Okay, so before you write it, we need to practice it one more time to make sure we've got it, okay? So watch me. You're practicing in the air. Watch me. I don't see all fingers in the air. All fingers in the air. Ready? Here we go. Circle to the left. Circle to the left. That makes OO. Good job. Now, we are going to say each sound for our new letter team. Then we're going to go down and we're going to sound out the words that have our new letter team in it, okay? You ready? I see some friends who have their pencils on their paper and that's not what my directions said. Thank you. All right. We're going to do the first line together. Ready? Put pencils in your hands. Let's trace it. Circle to the left. Circle to the left. That makes OO. We're going to do it again. Circle to the left. Circle to the left. That makes OO. Do it again. Good job. One more time.
Circle to the left. Circle to the left. That makes OO.
Good job. Now, on this next line, I'm going to walk around and I'm going to watch you guys. Beckett, you're not on the second line, honey. You're just doing the first line. I'm going to walk around and I'm going to watch you make the OO sound. I want you guys to work, whoops, I want you guys to work on writing the OO sound on that second line, okay? You're going to do it 5 times. I'm walking around and watching. Good job. I love those pencil grips. Make sure you start at the left and you work your way to the right, okay? Remember, guys, we always start on the left-hand side of the paper and we work to the right. Good job. So once you have your ooh sound 5 times, I want you to give me a thumb on your chest. Once you have your ooh sound 5 times, give me a thumb on your chest. Pick a pencil, honey. Okay, here, look. I picked a pencil for you. Go. Now the next part of our worksheet has words. So before we get to writing, we need to sound out the words so we know what we're writing. Ready? I'm gonna, let's see here. Okay, here we go. So let's sound out our first word. Soon. Good job. So I want you to write soon 2 times. Sound it out as you write it. Soon. Soon. Write it 2 times and then give me a thumb on your chest to show me you're ready. Oh, good job, Madeline. Good job, Landon. Good job, Aria. Good job, Emmeline. Now you're going to practice writing soon again on this bottom line. You're going to do it 3 times this time. Ready? Soon. It should look like mine by the time you're done. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to watch you guys write because I love watching you guys write. Good job. I love that handwriting. Good job. The handwriting looks good. Hey, listen. I don't need you to write those things. I need you to write your words. Okay, you've done it, so you give me a thumb on your chest. Yes, Cabin. I think you're going to be okay, so let's keep working. So, let's see here. I'm going to pull from my sticks. Landon, I want you to sound out this next word. Oh. Oot. Loot. Good job. So let's practice making loot. Oh. Oot. Loot. Now just like with soon, you're going to write it twice on the top line, 3 times on the bottom line. And I'm going to walk around as you guys write that. So it looks just like mine. Look at, hey, look. Look at how that is. It's L, oot, ul, oot. You have a T, baby. All right, go to your next line. Yes, sir.
Does the tracing count?
Yeah, tracing counts as 3. Good job, Alistair, showing me he's ready. Good job. All right, looks like everybody's ready to go to our last word. I'm going to pull from my sticks. Abby, read us our last word here. Room. Good job. Sound it out as you write it twice. Room. Room. Do it again. Room. Okay, on the bottom, how many times are you going to write it? 3. Go ahead and write it 3 times on the bottom. Good job, Landon. That's awesome handwriting. I see lots of friends who have really good handwriting. Hand out of your desk. Show me you're done by your thumb. All right. So we're going to move to the back because I'm really loving this handwriting that I see. All right, so let's look at the back of our worksheet. Now, if I'm looking up here, you guys have 9 words in this box. You have 9 pictures. We're going to match those words with the pictures, but first let's go over our words. Ready? I'm going to start with cabin. Cabin, sound out this word.
Moon.
Moon, good job. Skylar, sound out this word. Roots, good job. Eli, sound out this word. Right here.
Food.
Food, good job. Jesse, sound out this word.
Tooth.
Tooth, good job. Carter. Oh, O and O are side by side. What sound do they make? What sound do we talk about today? Ooh. So sound it out. Ooh. Ooh. What? Hey, watch my lips. Ooh. So, ooh. Ooh. Loop. Good job. Beckett, sound out this one. It's not saying it's saying ooh. So try it again. Spoon. Good job. Emily, and sound out this one. Broom. Good job. Evan. Tools. Good job. And Addison, sound out our last one. Not bouge. What sound does T make? T. Boots. Boots. Good job. Now let's go over our pictures. Ready? I point, you say it. Moon. Food. Boots. Tooth. Tools. Not rope. Loop. Look at how it's looped together. Now, I want you guys to copy those words to match the picture. Copy those words to match the picture. Once you guys are done with that, raise your hand and I will come around and I will check your paper. If you're done, you'll raise your hand. Yes, ma'am.
How can people say they're always done?
You're not finished. That's not right. What sound does loop start with?
Was asking
Your pencil's going to be okay for right now. Oh, I love how Haven is writing so nice and neat. She's using those handwriting skills we talked about on the front page. So is Eli. Good job. Oh man, Landon's teaching us a little strategy here. As he writes a word down, he's crossing those words out to help him know which words he's used. It's a good strategy, Landon. All right, I want you to go and I want you to go back and read those words. Practice reading those words. You all finished?
Which one's roots in?
Sound it out. R, oot, s. Good job. Go back and I want you to read those words again, okay? Practice reading them. All right, go back, practice reading those words. Now, once you are finished and I've gave you a star, you may find a friend and you and that friend may practice reading those words quietly to one another. What are you forgetting on broom? And tools. So look at those. Abby, do you have a star? So find a friend to go practice reading those words to. Hey, quietly. I need to see your name on the paper and then you can go find a friend to practice reading those words to. All right, you may go practice with a friend reading those words. As long as you are doing it quietly, I don't care. But if you get noisy, that means you go back to your seats.
Chelsea, which ones should you practice?
The ones up at the top. All right, raise your hand. I'm coming around to check. Oh, you forgot one. Hey, okay. Make sure your name is on it and you can go practice with a friend. You may go practice with a friend. I love how you went down here and you did all lowercase letters. I'm proud of you for that. Thank you. You may go read to a friend. Hey, she's not finished, so you need to go find another friend. So find another friend to read to. All right, you guys have about 2 more minutes. Oh, sorry. Well, find a friend, buddy. Haven, I can hear you. You're too loud. Hey, what is this?
Tooth.
Tooth. What does tooth start with? Oof. What does tooth start with? T. So find another word that starts with T.
I did that. Oh yeah. Boom. No. Use this one.
All right. 5, 4. Oh, I love how some of my friends are walking. 1. All right. I need listening ears, please. Hey, look. S's. That's backwards. S goes like that, please. All right. I want you guys to take your papers, if you are a girl, and put them in the blue basket. Ready? All right, you and I are going to work on this a little later. Will you put it on my back table, please? Oh, man, oh, man. In just a minute, okay? Go have a seat. If you are a boy, go put, Alistair Walk, go put your paper in the blue basket. Oh, thank you, Haven, for setting so nicely. Thank you, Eli, for setting so nicely. Okay, so you guys got up. You got some movement done with reading some ooh words. So now you guys are going to go into reading our new text. Now remember yesterday we talked about how we have a new text. We got our new text yesterday, and now we're going to go into reading our new text. So you have a new reader. I'm going to show you guys the cover of our new text. Whoops. So if we look at our new text, here is our cover. Oh, I love how Cabin is going to sit on his bottom. Not on your legs, on your bottom. Thank you, sir. what is the title of our new text?
Fables.
Fables. We already talked about that a little bit yesterday, but it is Fables. Now, Fables is the title of the book. So the title means what the book is going to be all about. Now, I didn't say get out your readers, Jesse. I said that you have a new reader. Okay? Now remember, fables is a word that we don't quite know all the sounds just yet. It's not decodable. But all of the words that we're going to find in fables is decodable. So all of the words that we're going to find is words that we should know. What do you guys remember from Wit and Wisdom about a fable? What is a fable? What do we remember about it, Haven?
What we remember about it is that they have morals.
They have morals. Ooh, that's a good word. They have morals. Aria, what about fables?
It's fantasy.
It's fantasy. What does fantasy mean?
It's like not real.
It's not real. Eli?
It teaches you a lesson.
It teaches us a lesson. Good job. So yes, all of those things are true. A fable is a fictional or made-up story. Is a fable a really, really long story or a short story?
Sure.
It's a short story. It's like, remember the ants and the grasshopper, the hare and the tortoise, 7 blind mice. Those are all fables. They teach us a lesson and they're pretty short. But if I go down just a little bit farther in my book, I see the table of contents. I want you guys to take a minute. I want you to look at the table of contents. See if you notice anything about it. Read those, not in your books, up here. See if you notice anything about those table of contents. Abby?
It tells you the pages.
It does tell you the page numbers, but what about the titles? What is in each of those titles? Haven?
Like hairs, and stuff.
So what is that? An animal. Good deal. So each of these titles have animals. Because if you want to know why they have animals, is because fables have animals in them. So characters of fables are often animals that can speak and think like humans. Fables also try to teach a lesson or a moral, just like you guys said. So our first story, I want you guys to open up to the table of contents inside your reader. So now you're going to get out your reader. You're going to open up to the table of contents that look just like Miss Chelsea's on the board. Oh, yes, I'm going to get you one. Some of you guys, Annabelle, Addison, Skylar, you guys don't have one, but I have one right here for you. You guys weren't here yesterday when I passed them out. All right, everybody open to your table of contents in your books. Repeat after me.
Repeat after you.
King Log and King Crane.
King Log and King Crane.
A crane is a large type of bird. So, pause. I hear lots of turning pages. Pause. I want you guys to look up here at my board. I'm going to turn to page 9 in my reader. And this is a crane. So this is a picture of a crane. Now, I didn't say turn to page 9 in your reader. I said turn to page 9 in my reader. So you shouldn't be flipping through the pages. You're on the table of contents. A crane is just a large type bird, and it looks like this. So in today's story, we got to talk about it a little bit because today's story is kind of weird. All right, fables have weird things that happen in them because they're trying to teach us a lesson. Okay, so fables. This fable has a frog. There are frogs who talk to gods. Now, in today's story, there are gods who like to play tricks on animals and people. So there are gods who pretend to be gods that are playing tricks on people, okay? Now, as we read the story, you'll figure that out, okay? So now, I'm going to go back to my presentation. And let's look at some words. Now, what's the new sound we talked about today? Ooh. Say the words as I say. Repeat after me.
Repeat after you.
Fools.
Full.
Soon.
Soon.
Two.
Two.
Now we have some tricky words. Once.
Once.
We.
We.
Were.
Were.
Now we have some A consonant E words, some sneaky E words. Crane.
Crane.
Hate. Made. Good job. We have a couple new vocabulary terms that we're going to be talking about today. Fools. Say fools.
Full.
Fools are silly people. They are people that do silly things. I want you guys to stand up and pretend to be a fool. Oh, Eli's pretending to be one. Good job. In 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, and in 1. Good job. Now, say tame. Tame means you're calm. You're not wild. During this story, I want you to be tame, not wild. Okay? Now that we know our vocabulary words, we've got to know, why are we reading this story? What is the purpose of us reading this story? And it's simply just to find out the moral or the life lesson of today's story. Now look in the table of contents, and where does it say our story takes place? On page what? 2. So we're going to turn to page 2 in our readers, and we are going to take turns reading. Once you get to page 2, give me a thumbs up to tell me you are ready to read. When I have all thumbs up, we will start reading. I love how Jesse has it on page 2 and he's showing me he's ready. I love how Haven has it on page 2 and showing me she's ready. So I'm going to remind you guys that tricky parts of tricky words are underlined to help us to remember to be careful. So whenever we see a tricky word or tricky sound, it's underlined to help us remember to say stop in my brain and let me think about what this word is. Okay? So if it's underlined, it's something that is tricky that you need to stop and think about. The spelling for today's sound ooh is also in bold print. So I'm going to pull from my bucket of sticks, and you will read the first paragraph. Haven, read us the first paragraph, please.
So once the frog said, "We wish we had a king. We need a king. We must have a king."
All right, pause. Beckett, we're going to read this next part. Frogs spoke
to the
Fine. She's just filming me, but yeah, go ahead and pull them out.
They
Yeah.
said, "We."
So the frog spoke to the gods. What's that?
They said, "We
Ask.
you, the gods, to
Send.
us a king."
Good job. So the frogs spoke to the gods. They said, "We ask you, the gods, to send us a king." Why do you think the frogs feel like they need a king? Raise your hand. Why do you think they feel like they need a king, Aria?
Because maybe they don't know what to do, really.
Oh, maybe they just don't know what to do. Madeline, what do you think?
Maybe because they don't feel safe.
Maybe they don't feel safe. Those are some good ones. Let's turn to the next page, page 4. Oh, Dakota's not here. Eli, you're going to start us off, please.
The frogs are fools, said the gods. Asked a joke. let us send them a big log. It be their king.
Good job. Stop there. All right, Landon, you're going to start us off right here.
The God got a
Big.
big log and wet it
Drop.
drop the log
Fell.
fell and the pond
Exactly.
and
Made.
a
Big splash. So the gods got a big log, let it drop, and then the log fell in the pond and made a big splash. Abby, read us that last paragraph, sister. This one right here starts with the frogs.
The frogs were scared of the log. They said, King Log is strong. We must hide from him in the grass.
We must hide from him in the grass. At this point, what words would you use to describe the frogs?
Fools. Scared.
Aria, why do you say they're fools?
Because I saw it on the book.
Yes, you saw it on the book. You used those clues. I like it. Evan, why do you think the frogs are scared?
because he ran away like scaredy cat.
They ran away like scaredy cats. They're only scared of a log. They ran away like scaredy cats. They're fools.
I can see one of the frog's legs in the grass.
Okay, so let's turn to the next page, which is page 6. Oh, we're getting a little loud. Madeline, start us off. As
Time went
by
by,
the
the frogs came to see that King Log was
tame, he did
not bite. He
did
did not run. He just
sat there.
sat there.
Good job. So the frogs came to see King Log was tame. He did not bite. He did not run. He just sat there. Abby, go ahead and, or not Abby, Evan, go ahead and read until I tell you to stop.
King Log is not a strong king, said one frog. I wish we had a strong king. I do too. We must have a strong king. The frog spoke to the gods. They said, we ask you, the gods, to send us a strong king and send him soon.
And send him soon. How do you think the gods will react to the frog's request for a new king?
They're going to give him a buzzard.
They're going to give him, are they going to give him a new king?
Yes.
Okay. Oh man, lots of speaking out. I want you guys to turn to your neighbor and tell them what you think might happen. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Eyes on me, please. Thank you. All right, let's read this last one. I want everybody to read in a whisper voice. Ready? You read in a whisper voice. I'm going to read out loud, okay? This time, the gods sent a crane to be king of Frogland. King Crane, I don't hear anybody whispering. King Crane was not like King Log. He did not just sit there. He ran fast on his legs and he ate lots of frogs. Did the frogs get their wish for a strong king?
Yes.
Yes, they got too strong of a king, don't you think?
Yes. The king is eating the frog.
I know. All right.
It's like when you don't.
I'm going to pause because lots of you guys are shouting out. I'm just going to pause for a minute. We're not done with the story. We're not done with our lesson. We're just going to pause for a second. The frogs were sad. King Crane is a bad king, they said. We miss King Log. He was a fine king. We made a bad trade. The frogs spoke to the gods. They said, we ask you, the gods, to send us back King Log. The gods were mad. Fools, they said. You said you must have a strong king. We sent you one. He is yours to keep. All right. So, here's what we're going to do. Keep those books open. Now, you guys are going to go on your own. You're going to go with your mac and cheese partners. Man, oh man, I would love to send us with our mac and cheese partners, but Cavin's not on his bottom. Abby and Cavin are speaking when Miss Chelsea is speaking. I guess we're just going to have to wait a minute. Addison, who are the characters in our story?
The frogs, the two.
So the gods, the frogs, and what else? What was the big bird that was in the story? The crane. So the gods, the frogs, and a crane are the characters in the story. What is the setting in the story, Jessie? Where does the story take place? Eli, help him out. Where does the story take place?
At a pond.
At a pond. Good deal. So the story takes place at a pond outside. What do the frogs ask for in the beginning of the story, class?
King.
The frogs ask for a king. Do the frogs like King Log?
No.
What do they say?
I
I want a strong king, that he is too weak. Who do the gods send to the frogs after King Log? King Crane. Good deal. Okay, so for this last activity, you guys are going to work with your mac and cheese partners. So Eli and Aria, Haven and Evan, Emily and Cavin and Abby, Jessie, Madeline, Addison, Skylar, Beckett, and Alistair. If you guys have this right beside it, before you turn it in, you have to check with Miss Chelsea, okay? You can't turn it in without checking with Miss Chelsea. Annabelle, Landon, and Carter, you guys will bring your pencils, your books, and your bodies to my back table, okay? Now, if you are up here, you are staying at your seat. You're not going to your mac and cheese partner spot today. You're going to stay at your seats. So you guys are going to work with your partners to answer these questions. Now, there are page numbers. If you look at the bottom of the question, there is a spot where you can write the page number where you found the question. You guys are, once you have answered all the questions, you will write the page number that you got the question at. Okay?
Number 3.
Now, once you get your papers, you can go ahead and get started. I think you're going to be okay. You're working with your partners.
I know they already.
You know it already?
I don't know.
All right.
I know the
Okay, I want you guys to turn to your story. All right, you ready? Yeah, you do have a long name. Okay, so let's turn to the very first part of our story. Okay, here we go. Carter, will you help me read this question?
Okay.
What did the frogs ask the gods to send them? We gotta read the answers too. Ready? Lots of food, a log, a king.
A log.
But did they ask for a log? Look in your story.
What do I do about
You go get one.
No, don't ask for a king.
They asked for a king. Annabelle, where did you find they asked for a king?
I don't know, but I remembered.
You just remember? So let's look on page 1 and let's see if they ask for a king. Ready? So when you find it, put your finger on it. Ready? Once the frogs said, "We wish we had a king. We need a king. We must have a king." So what did they ask for?
A king.
A king. They asked for a king.
They got a log.
They got a log instead, but they asked for a king.
Yeah, a king or a log.
They asked for a king.
They
That's
need
what the
a
question
stronger
wanted to know, is what did they ask for? So what did the frogs ask for?
A king.
They asked for a king.
That means I put like a log.
No, you don't put a log, you put king, because that's what they asked for. All right, what page did we find that on? 2, so we're gonna write number 2.
Which I already did. Ooh.
You can just write the number 2.
No.
Okay. You're gonna practice your spelling? Nope, write 2 right there. All right, Landon, you're gonna help me read number 2. That's
My
okay.
brother's too.
Oh, awesome. All right, ready?
He's a monster.
Okay, listen. Follow along as me and Landon read number 2. Did
the
the frogs like King Log? Why or why not? Did they like the log?
No, he's too weak.
No, because he's too weak. Find that in your book. Tell me.
I don't know that I
Oh, why don't you look at the pictures?
There's 2 questions.
There are 2 questions. You got to find the answer to both.
God sent it down.
What?
The God sent the log found that.
Oh, Landon found it. Let's see. Okay, let's read this page. Ready? Turn to page 4. Turn to page 4. Ready? As time went by, the frogs came to see that King Log was tame. He did not bite. He did not run. He just sat there. King Log is not a strong king, said one frog. I wish we had a strong king. So did they like King Log?
No, he
No.
needs a stronger one.
So how are we going to start that sentence? We're going to write what?
A dog did not like.
Okay, but let's answer the first question. Did the frogs like King Log? No. So how are we going to start our sentence off?
No.
No. So write no first. Now, what should N be whenever we're starting? Listen to my sentence. What should the first letter in no look like if it's starting a sentence? It should be what? Capitalized.
And then
So
a little O.
and then a little O. Okay.
No.
That makes no. So now, why did they not like King Log?
He just sat there. They could have used him.
Okay, so he just sat there. So let's write that. Write why they did not like King Log. You can use your book to help you. And so use your book to help you. Make sure you do finger spaces, okay?
Page 4. So you want me to erase this?
Just on the next one.
King Log.
Well, look in your book. How do you write King Log? Find it in your book.
Wait, no.
Okay, so write it.
No. I don't get that. Why Eli named Noah named King? That did how you spell King?
That's Keen, not King.
I'm writing D and a half the E.
And I wrote my name, but I didn't write this one thing.
Well, because now you're supposed to answer the questions. So go and work with Alistair on answering the questions.
Now what? That's it.
No king log. So what about king log?
A bald and not white king.
So no king log. What did he say? What did Carter say? No king log is weak.
Weak. He is not weak. Very weak. He's not weak.
But that's what they said. They said that king log was weak though, didn't they?
They're very weak. I walked there. Weak.
Well, they said he was not strong. So the opposite of not strong is weak.
I don't know what weak.
It's not on there. So you can say no king log is not strong. You've already wrote no king log, so now you need to write is not strong. Is
It has the E. No king log is wasn't.
Evan and Haven, are you guys finished? Okay, you guys can go back and reread that story.
How do you write what?
Sound it out. Sound it out. Yeah, that's right. Sound it out.
That's how I have to write this.
You gotta do it, buddy. You know how to write it. I'm just here to help you, but you gotta write it. Sound it out. Good job. So no king log wasn't strong. Sound out strong. Good deal. All right, what page should we find this answer on? 4, so write 4.
Wait, right here is it? It's only 2.
Just 1. Make sure you look back in your book to see which one is right.
Done.
All right, what page should we find it on? No? Oh yeah, write it down there.
I'm on number 3.
Evan, the words don't come through your ears. You have to see them in your eyes. So read your story. All right, so let's go to the next one. Annabelle, you're gonna help me read it. Hey, Beckett, I need you to go sit down and I need you to do the worksheet. Okay, well then you need to look in the text and go find the answer. All right, no, we're gonna read the question. Ready? Focus. Here we go. Did the frogs like King Crane? Why or why not? He didn't. So how are we gonna write that? How did?
Frogs did not like King Crane
Okay. Why did they not like King Crane?
because he was eating all the frogs.
He was eating all the frogs.
Next subject starts getting eaten.
Oh no.
From a
So
monster.
we're gonna say no. They did not like King Crane.
Wait, did cat level again?
Yeah. So does it start a sentence?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do?
Cat level.
Capital letter.
And sometimes using the ABC.
All right, guys. You have about 5 more minutes, and then no, I need you guys to go park it. Go park it. I'm working with my group. Be problem solvers.
Did not do white working.
Be a problem solver. Be a problem solver.
Wait, there. Are you Bill Crane?
Sound it out.
Wait, Dave. don't know the
What are you trying to spell?
white. Wait, no, wait, I need to write a ball. I think I say not the white. That's correct. Ball.
Okay, now tell me why they didn't like King Crane.
They didn't like Crane because
It's alright, so I need you to write that.
They don't knew whether want to ball.
What are you trying to spell? Frogs. So, sound it out.
You spell was.
What sound comes after w and was? Now was is a tricky word, so that's one of those words we have to remember. Eli, listen to me. I'm working with my group. I need you to be a problem solver. I need you to listen to what I have to say.
How you don't. I don't know how you don't. Never mind. Don't white.
Just sound it out, okay?
I.
Yeah, sound it out. Those are sounds that we have done before. All right, 5, 4. Listen to me. Oh, I'm not telling you to go put it up. I need you to listen. Miss Chelsea's boys and girls, I need you to listen. Jesse, park it. You have 3 more minutes to finish your worksheet. If you are done, you and your partner go back and you read that story again. So go back and read that story if you're done. Okay, so write the page number you found it on.
I did.
You didn't find that on page 3, sir.
6 or 7?
Well, you tell me. What page number is that?
6. I looked at my number.
Good deal. All right, let's move to number 4, okay? All right, let's move to number 4. Ready?
I will go.
All right, let's read it together. Who was mad in the end? King Log, the gods, or the frogs? Why did you say the gods, Carter?
Because the frog said, we do not want King Crane anymore. We want that King Log. He was a good king.
Okay, and why did that make the gods mad?
Because they said, you wanted a strong king. And he is the king.
Exactly. Good job, Carter.
That's why I circled that.
I'm proud of you. Find the page number you saw that in.
Wrong.
No, it wasn't page 6.
I know. Is it this way?
Look at the picture. You tell me.
Dang.
All right. Okay, macaroni and cheese. Good job. All right, here's what I want you guys to do. You are going to put your worksheets in the blue basket. Put your readers inside your desk. And I want you guys to give yourselves a pat on the back and say, good job, me.
Good job, me.
Kiss your brains and say, boy, I'm smart.
Boy, I'm smart.
Tomorrow we will read oh man, I'm gonna wait. Tomorrow we will read a new fable in our fable book. Okay, make sure everything is cleaned up and we are gonna get packed up, ready to go home.